The State Department is now asking Americans not to take cruises while the coronavirus outbreak is still a threat. A cruise ship with at least 21 cases on board will dock in Oakland today after waiting off the California coast for days. A man who traveled on the ship last month had the virus and died from it last week. Carter Evans is in San Francisco, across the bay from Oakland. Carter, what's next for those passengers?
Well, first, that ship is going to pass right under the Bay Bridge behind me on its way to the port of Oakland. The first people to be evacuated will be those who require medical attention. They're going to be taken to area hospitals. The rest are going to be transferred to military bases around the country here in California, but also in Texas and Georgia, where they'll be tested for the virus and held for another 2 weeks.
The spread of coronavirus on the Grand Princess set off a massive operation to keep the 3,500 passengers in quarantine after the ship docks in Oakland.
Individuals will not come in contact with general public at any point.
State and city leaders surveyed the dock Sunday. They say U.S. passengers will be bused to one of 4 military bases. The foreign passengers from 54 different countries will return on charter flights.
We have strict protocols as relates to these charter flights that are completely separate from the general population and the terminals at hand.
The process could take 2 to 3 days, but it's a relief for thousands of passengers who've been stuck in their rooms, like June and Wayne Holland from Texas.
I'm a little concerned because I recently had lung cancer, and I had the better portion of my right lung removed. However, for my age, I think I'm in excellent health.
California is also monitoring more than 1,500 people who had previously traveled on the Grand Princess. Around the country, Iowa announced its first infection Sunday, and officials in Washington, D.C. released new details on one of the first cases there, the head of a prominent Georgetown church who was hospitalized.
Out of an abundance of caution, Christ Church has canceled all of its services and shut its doors until further notice.
In New York State, the number of cases surged past 100. Columbia, Hofstra, and Barnard are canceling some classes this week after students had possible exposure to the virus. North of New York City, around 4,800 public school students in Scarsdale will be out of school for more than a week after a teacher tested positive. The governor declared a state of emergency.
The more tests we run, the more positive people we will find, the better we can do the containment.
And the wife of a New York City lawyer hospitalized for the virus released a statement over the weekend. Adina Garbuz says her husband Lawrence is in critical condition, but he is a tenacious person in all aspects of his life, and I know he'll come out of this strong.
Now, after passengers disembark from the Grand Princess today, the crew will be quarantined on the ship. Michelle?
All right. Thank you, Carter.